Which Rising? Reverend Mary Hawk.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Witch Rising. I am your host, Reverend Mary Hawk, and today we are going to be discussing the group of representatives popularly known as the Tennessee Three. As always, I welcome your comments in chat. I welcome respectful discussion even if you don't agree with me, so feel free to post a comment if you are watching on social media. So just a little background here. The Tennessee Three are Representatives Justin Pearson, Justin Jones, and Gloria Johnson of the Tennessee House of Representatives. And this actually goes back to March 27th when we had the tragic school shooting at the Covenant School in Nashville. 3 people were killed, the adults Catherine Kuntz, Mike Hill, and Cynthia Peak, all employees of the school, and heartbreakingly 3 9-year-old children. Evelyn Dykhouse, Hallie Scruggs, and William Kinney. Since March 20th, there were protests at the Capitol building with many people demanding tougher gun laws in Tennessee. This culminated on March 30th when the 3 representatives did disrupt the House of Representatives. They did. They did speak out of turn. They led the protest into the chamber of the House of Representatives, and they gave voice to the people of Tennessee. And that set up a whole ridiculous chain of events. After this action, I should add, these 3 representatives are Democrats. Currently, the Republicans have a supermajority in the House of Representatives, 75-22. The Republicans put in a request to expel these 3 representatives from the House for disrupting the proceedings. This is utterly ridiculous, and I am going to share my screen with you. This is the Permanent Rules of Order of the Tennessee House of Representatives, 111th General Assembly. And we're going to scroll down here to transgression of rules by a member. Any member who, in speaking or otherwise, transgresses the rules of the House, the Speaker shall, or any other member may, call such transgressing member to order, in which the member so called to order shall immediately sit down unless permitted to explain, and the House shall, if appealed to, decide the case without debate. If there be no appeal, the decision of the chair shall prevail. If the decision be in favor of the member called to order, such member shall be permitted to proceed without leave of the House. If otherwise, such member shall not be permitted to proceed. In case any member objects and continues without leave of the House, and if the case require it, such member shall be liable to the censure of the House. Liable to the censure of the House. So, the penalty for speaking out of order in the Tennessee House of Representatives is not expulsion, it's censure. Did they speak out of order? They did. Should they have been censured for it? Technically so, because technically they spoke out of order. They should not have been expelled. Let's just lay that out here by the rules that the House of Representatives operates under. But they were asking the House to address the concerns of the people. That's what we send them there for. The concerns of students and parents who want something done. Because right now, Tennessee has some of the loosest gun laws in the country. It is next to impossible to have someone declared unfit to own a firearm in Tennessee. It does require a judge's order. But back to the events. This happened on March 27th. They were stripped of their committee assignments on March the 3rd, all three representatives. On March the 6th, there was a vote to expel Representative Justin Jordan, Representative Justin Pearson, and Representative Gloria Johnson. Representative Justin Jones, I should say, I believe I misspoke. Representative Jones and Representative Pearson are Black. Let's go ahead and throw that in. Representative Johnson kept her seat by one vote. One single vote. Representative Jones and Representative Pearson were both expelled from the Tennessee General Assembly on April the 6th for a point of order. When this has happened previously, it has been for a suggestion of criminal activity, not for a point of order. So I just want to make that clear. And I want to say hello to Janet, Merry meet to you, and hello to Ed Hubbard. Good to see you both, and everyone is welcome to post comments in the chat. I welcome all civil discourse. But again, they were expelled for a point of order, not for any suggestion of criminal activity. When she was asked afterwards, while she kept her seat, while the other two representatives were expelled, Representative Johnson said, "Maybe it has to do with the color of my skin." Her committee assignments were restored to her on April the 11th. Now, I was fortunate enough to have a special reporter on hand from the protests on April the 10th when Metro Council met, the Nashville Metro Council met in a special session to consider reappointing Representative Justin Jones to the seat he had just been expelled from. I will add Representative Jones represents a district in Nashville, and Representative Justin Pearson represents a district in Memphis. So we are going to play a little bit of the footage that our reporter, Carrie Haggerty, got. And I will add, she did make a little bit of a mistake here saying all three were expelled. That is incorrect. Only Representatives Jones and Pearson were expelled. Representative Johnson did keep her seat. But here we are. We will have her introduction, Representative Jones's speech, and then a bit of the march to the Capitol.
Hi, my name is Carrie Haggerty. I am a special reporter for Pagan World TV. I am here in Nashville for the Tennessee 3 rally. This all started March 27th, where Covenant School in Nashville had a school shooting. There have been rallies and there have been protests and boycotts from children here at the Capitol. The reason for this rally is for the people to stand with the Tennessee 3 lawmakers of the House of Representatives of Tennessee who were expelled from their jobs for standing with their constituents to get stronger gun laws. We will keep you posted and abreast of the rest of the rally. I will be recording speeches and talking to people on the ground.
But it's about a system based off of plantation politics, a system based off of white supremacy, a system based off of this abuse of power under the guise of a man named Cameron Sexton. My message to Cameron Sexton is whether you acknowledge the appointment or not, these people are the people whose voices are the ultimate authority. And my message to Cameron Sexton is that your attack on democracy, thank you, because it's galvanized a nationwide movement starting here in Nashville and is having international repercussions. The world is watching Tennessee. The world is watching Tennessee. The world is watching Tennessee. And it's not going to stop today because it's not about a title or position, but it's about the power of the people. And so I have another chamber. We are going to continue to ask for common sense gun laws. That's what brought us into the gallery, into the well. But my new ask that I want you to join in, and I ask that we can stand together in this, is that Speaker Cameron Sexton must resign as House Speaker. Cameron Sexton, we are calling on you to resign because you are an enemy to democracy. And we're moving forward together toward a multiracial democracy. Your forebears may have bound to the Klan in Tennessee, but we are rising up today to say that we will not bow down any longer. It's time to move out of the way, because if you don't, we'll continue to show up at the Capitol week after week after week and say that this is not a palace, this is not the Bellbeat Country Club, this is not a fraternity house, this is the people's house. Representative Johnson, Representative Pearson, because we stand united. From Memphis to Nashville to Knoxville, we stand for a new Tennessee. We stand for a new vision in this state. I'll end by saying this. I'll end by saying this. When they expelled us, they had no idea that this was gonna happen. They just thought that they would go about as they do, and as they always do. That they would abuse their power, and there would be no resistance. That they would do something unconstitutional, and we would just have to wait to seek accountability. Well, we say to that there comes a time when time itself is ready for a change, and that time has come to Nashville. We'll move on over you, because we're moving on. Nashville and Tennessee, we hope you join us in the People's House, because no matter what happens here today, we have a speaker who may not respect the results. We need people to show up in the chamber and let him know that we will not allow him to stand in the doorways of the legislature like governors of the past and politicians of the past to sit in the doorways of schools, challenging desegregation. We won't let him stand in the doorways of democracy anymore. And that he tried to crucify democracy, but hey, happy Easter Monday, because we are resurrecting a movement. Forward together, and not one step back. Forward together. Not one step back. Whose house? Our house. Whose house? Our house. Whose house? Our house. Whose house? Our house. Thank you.
This is Carrie Haggerty for Pagan World TV again. We are marching now down to the Capitol. Justin has been reinstated. There are many very inspirational speeches and a very large crowd of people. We're simply waiting for them to read the minutes and heading down to the Capitol.
And I am back again. That was our special reporter, Carrie Haggerty. And we appreciate her going and getting that footage for us of the rally when Justin Jones was reinstated by a unanimous vote of the Nashville Metro Council in special session. That was April 10th. He was sworn in less than an hour later on the steps of the state capitol. 2 days later, Representative Justin Pearson was reinstated by Shelby County Commissioners unanimously on April the 12th, and he was sworn in on April the 13th. So exactly what did this move for expulsion accomplish? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. It was a huge waste of time for the Tennessee State House of Representatives when they could and should have been doing the people's business. Full stop. It was a show of power, and it was a show of racism. Pure and simple, it was a show of racism. I have lived in Tennessee for all but 3 years of my life, and I promise you, racism is alive and well here. And had 3 white representatives disrupted the chamber, it would have been a matter of censure. It would never have gotten to expulsion. This is racism pure and simple. And we are going to, I want to show you another comment here. Let me share my screen again, just a moment, while I get the correct link up here. And we are looking at an article from PBS NewsHour showing that State Rep Justin Pearson was reinstated to the Tennessee House after expulsion. And I especially want to read one paragraph to you. Upon Pearson's returning to the House floor, lawmakers debated legislation that deals with the teaching of decisive concepts regarding race, gender, and sex on college campuses. That's college campuses, folks, where everyone there is an adult and should be being taught to think critically. After a brief, spirited debate involving Pearson and Jones, Republicans used procedural rules to immediately halt discussion and force members to vote on the bill. The move exasperated Democrats, who immediately pointed out that cutting off debate and silencing dissenters was what was led the so-called Tennessee Three to break House rules after being cut off from previous debates. So, yes, if you can't get your voice heard politely, then you have to get your voice heard not so politely. When people are dying and your constituents are demanding change, then if you're an elected representative, it is your job to make their voices heard. It is your job to represent the people who sent you there. Now, Representative Jones and Representative Pearson will have to run in a special election. They have just been reappointed temporarily. They have both indicated that they will be running for in the special election to regain their seats and continue serving the people who sent them there. And I've just put up my email here. So again, this was just a show of racism and power. It did absolutely no good for all the time it wasted. And it's, again, the state legislature is refusing to address a issue that clearly many Tennesseans are now passionate about, that is doing something to make it harder to obtain weapons. Common sense gun legislation is the term all three representatives have used. That is not taking away everybody's right to own a gun, but making it a requirement that you pass background checks, that you show you can use your weapon responsibly, that they are held securely so no one unauthorized can get to it, etc. And this was simply a ridiculous, racist power play. And I'm calling on all my fellow Tennesseans and anyone else who wants to please support Representatives Pearson and Jones, when they run for re-election, even if you aren't in their districts, you can still contribute to their campaigns. I also want to thank Carrie Haggerty for her on-the-scene reporting. I wish I could have been there, but I had to work. I also want to add that I am always interested in seeing footage of protests or any kind of important events. Contact me at witchrisingpwtv@gmail.com. That's witchrisingpwtv@gmail.com if you have some footage you would like to share with me. If you have an issue or story you would like to see me cover, if you would like to come on and be my guest, please contact me. And I want to thank everyone who has been watching today. I appreciate your interest and hanging out with me. It's always my goal to shed a spotlight on the stories of injustice in our country and what we can do about that. And addressing that next week, my special guest will be Pamela Kelly. And Pamela is going to be explaining to us different ways to get involved in grassroots activism. So please do join me next week at 8 Central, 9 Eastern for another episode of Witch Rising. And again, I want to thank everyone for joining me tonight. That's going to be it. Everyone have a great week. And I will see you next time.
Witch Rising. With Reverend Mary Hawk. Purple Goddess by Reverend Don Lewis. Angry Uterus by Carrie Wagner. Announcer, Don Hawk. Music written and performed by Don Hawk. In loving memory of Mary Frankie Clark.